Dani Scott here, and I am excited to be joining you today. Today launches basically birthday week month slash. There's a lot going on. Let me just fill you in real quick. We start off this weekend with my daughter's birthday, which is what we will be working on today. A little card for her, and then basically right after that we have the Card Maker Success Summit, which is kind of correlated and coincided with the 4-year anniversary of this channel being up. So I am going to be doing a giveaway that I will put the links down below, and I will also put the link down below for the Card Maker Success Summit. I would love to have you join. One of the techniques I will be using will be one of the techniques that is in the summit that I'm teaching, but I just have so much going on, full life, everything's going great, but busy because that's summer, and that's summer with children. So I have on my desk some Kindred stamp set and a die or a hot foil plate that I have been waiting to play with, and I felt like the original project I had decided I was going to do for my daughter, I couldn't find it anywhere, and so I saw this and I said, well, this is the alternate, because I set it aside a while back and I cannot for the life of me find where it went to. So we are going to use also some goodies from Spellbinders and from the Not Too Shabby Shop. If you've been around for a minute, you'll see that this is one of my favorite paper pads of the year. I had it for a while, sat on the shelf, and then by the time I decided to pull it off the shelf, well, basically I'm hooked. I use this one so often. I'm going to probably need another one soon. But I think, okay, I originally had an idea of which one I wanted. Now I'm changing my mind already. That's what happens when you think too much about what you're trying to do, and then yeah, I think I like this one. And of course it has the turtles on the back, so I'm not going to use all of this one, but yeah. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm making an A2 size card, and this is going to be the backdrop. I will try my best not to overshadow too much of what the focal point is, which of course is our special characters from Kindred Stamps. This is one of those sets, when it came out, I was like, ooh, yes, please, thank you. I'm also picking my daughter's favorite foil color, which is purple. Color for the foil, I should say. Let's use proper English. And then we're just going to go ahead and start cutting some things down before we color, just because the coloring takes some time, and we'll just start with some techniques first. Excuse all the noise, please. Alright, so we want it to be 4 1/4. We're going to go edge to edge on this card. And yep. And then because we want the maximum amount of lightness, we're going to do 5 1/2, cutting off the bottom edge. That makes the most sense to me. And that's a really cool strip. Uses a belly band somewhere. I could even use it here. Meh, we'll keep it aside. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. Alright, so setting those scraps aside, now we have our card front. Next, what we're going to do is going to heat up the hot foil plates and be right back. So on my desk, you can see I have the glimmer machine. I turned it on. I went ahead and powered it up and waited patiently for it to heat up. Now what I've done is I kind of tried to preset my sandwich, because I already pre-cut my card front here, so I want to make sure that everything stays in the same spot. So I am going to use some mint tape and just put a few pieces of tape just so I have the minimal amount of movement happening. It's not an exact science that it's never gonna move, but at least I can feel a little better about my life choices in this matter. But basically, you want the hot foil plate to be based down on the platform, then your color side. See, usually I show the layers without this pre-done, so we're doing it backwards this time around. But the color side facing the plate, the shiny side facing, or the metallic side, which is the glue, facing to the paper that you're trying to glue it to, and then obviously then the paper. So hopefully my idea works, but then you also want the thin shim and spacer pad, because this will go into the sandwich when I put it in my die cutting machine back here. So hitting the timer and being patient. Alright, now that we've been so patient, the timer has stopped flashing. That means we're ready to take it off. And go ahead and put it into the die cutting machine ever so carefully, trying not to wiggle or move it. And I am a firm believer of going through twice. Go ahead and lift everything up. And guess what? We have a little bit of overfoiling. It's actually not bad. It's very artistic where it is overfoiled, and I know why. I see why. Because the edges of the spacer pad caught into the I see what happened. Okay. Well, it was almost foolproof, but it's okay because the overfoiling is not unsightly. It's cute, in fact. Adds a little bit of extra texture. And what I can do is see if I can subtly try to erase some of it. I'm going to just do it in the light part here. I'm taking my glasses off so I can see closer because I'm almost to that age. And it's not coming off as nicely as possible. So we're just going to let it be. Yeah, we'll just let it be. Because you don't want to push too hard and then lose the actual paper coloring, design, etc. I'm just lightening it up though, so it's not so noticeable. There's actually a line that is more noticeable, so I'm gonna at least make sure that's lightened up as much as I can. And the rest I'm okay with. So maybe I'll find a decal or something to go there. We'll figure it out. No biggie. So that's what happens occasionally when you have a larger sheet. It is possible. And I see at the edge that it jumped a little bit at the back end. I think that I saw it happen right at the very end of the second push through the switch machine. The heat plate jumped just a hair off track, and so it extra foiled on the base of those, which if you didn't know it was not supposed to be there, it'd be totally fine. So we know. I know. Next, we get to do some coloring. And here I have chosen, I'm going to at least do Moana. I don't know that I'm going to do Maui or anybody else. Not on this time around. Maybe for the next card, but for today we're just going to keep it Moana because Danielle, it's her birthday, and she likes to dress up as Princess Moana. Actually, her two favorite princesses currently are Tiana and Rapunzel. She loves Rapunzel, and I think that's because Rapunzel is the purple princess. Like, everything's purple for her, and Dani's favorite color is purple. So, purple princess colors all around, hence the purple foiling today. And I am going to use the Versifying Clay. I love it for fine detail stamping. I'm using the palm of my hand just to get a really good impression, and oh my, the impression is really great first time around. I mean, don't have to do that one again. Yay! Saved me some time. Thank you very much. Alright, and then let me get my markers out and be right back. Alright, so I'm going to start with some, this is brun, I guess. I'm going to use the detail tip because we're going to add little waves. I think for her hair, we're going to need like 3-ish colors. She's got textured hair, so you want to make it dimensional without being obnoxious, I guess. So that's my goal. I may hate it. I don't typically do a lot of extra texturing, but we're gonna try it. And then this is actually, let me just put this here. Yeah, this is like an orangish brown. And originally I was gonna make the outfit that color, and then I realized I didn't like it, so that's just how that goes. And if at any point I speed up, I'm sorry. Alright. And this is actually going to be the ore color. The all over ore color. So that's a lighter colored wood, I've noticed. And that's kind of like a peachy wood. So let's go ahead and get sidetracked, because why not? And I'm not going to finish the shadow. I'll make the shadow strictly one-sided. Alright. Keep that one simple. And if you've been around, you'll notice I really like to test my colors out. Her skin makes me nervous. Let me do a fuller. I feel like that's a little too brown. But that's actually good for the hair. So that'll be color number 3 in the hair. It's a nice skin color, but I feel like it's just over the top. even darker. Although that might be the best. For the hair. Yeah, let's finish the hair off like that. So she's got a little more textured, and I don't know why, but my screen here is showing it's a little oranger than what I'm red and yellow. That sounds like a good skin color. That is a good skin color. So I'm just using 2 different browns. And then we're going to just add pops of color. I'm going to find myself a bluish teal. This one looks good. Yeah, that looks perfect. We'll just add a little pop of color. She's got a few different versions of her outfit over the years, but this one matches our background, so we'll just go with that. And then give her a little pinkish color for her lips. Not super pink. It actually blends in with the rest of her face very well. And now you can see she's got some textured hair, a little highlights of green. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this little lady out. Now our character, she is all cut out and super cute, but I put her down here and I realized I don't like her not having any kind of depth or dimension. So I'm taking the scrap white And I'm just gonna make like a little tiny mound of sand that she can just stand on. It's nothing super specific. It's just, I feel like she needs something to ground her so she's not just a figure in front of a design. You know, there's all different kinds of ways you can ground a character or a figure, but this just seemed like the most straightforward one. And I just picked 2 different varying colors. Nothing like overthinking it. It was just like, hey, this one will work. And then it's meant to look a little hand-drawn at this point. And then I will take my fussy cutting scissors and fussy cut it out. And she's just going to get anchored to the base of the card. Another don't overthink it kind of moment. All right. And I'll pop her up on some foam tape too. But that way she looks like she's got some status and standing. She's standing strong on that mound of sand, and the waves are just crashing behind her. A little bit like Little Mermaid with the waves, and she's on the rock and all that. It's just an anchoring point. So, simple and not overthinking it. Now, before I go too far and forget, I do need to add my sentiment, which I've predetermined is the sentiment from the same stamp set. We're going to go ahead and put the "There is nothing ordinary about you." And since we have this overfoiling here, we're going to actually just stamp right over the overfoiling, and that will become like a shadow, so to speak, on that overfoiling. Or the overfoiling, I should say, will become the shadow. So we're going to take that mistake and embrace it and say, that's okay. And stamp the first time perfectly. This is why I like the VersaFine. A lot of times I can get away with a one stamp and go. So there we are. Alright, so now we're gonna wait to build actually, because I would like to stamp my inside as well. So I have an A2 size card base, 110 pound Nina White cardstock, and since it's going to be an open fold, we'll go ahead and stamp it this direction. And the sentiment is "Happy Birthday, Princess." It is from a retired company, so I will not show you where it came from, really, because that's not important. What's important is the sentiment. It's important also to shop your stash, even if a company decides to close its doors. One of my favorite companies just announced their closing, and I'm a little sad because I fangirled and obsessed over a lot of their kits and sets for years. So I'm a little sad. I hope someone buys them because I would love to still fangirl. But anyways, that is my favorite things. This is not a my favorite things stamp, but my favorite things is closing its doors, and I'm a little sad because I kind of saw the writing on the wall when they started having issues getting dies in, and they actually had to cancel some orders. So I kind of saw it coming, but still sad nonetheless. Okay, I think, yep, this stamp actually has an imperfection, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hand add the end of the P because no one's going to know any different. This is an erasable pen, by the way. I love these. I stock up on these because they're great, especially when you have children who steal your pens and then draw on their own things. So, erasable pens are really the way of the future. But I love how the black erasable pen lines up with the VersaFine Clear very near. And it's, unless you're like super close up under a microscope, you're not going to notice. But yes, this stamp, now that might explain why that company has retired, is bad stamps. Anyways, while that is drying, I'm going to flip this over and start assembling. I love these turtles, by the way. I actually have used the turtles in a project, so I hope to in the nearest future, because I think I only have one sheet of the turtles left. So I'm going to have to just pre-cut it out and then buy the paper pad all over again. I mean, because why not? When you use the paper pad up, might as well get it again if it's something that you use a lot. Just saying. Makes sense. So, anyways, so yes, my oldest, she will be 6 this weekend, and then just a few weeks later, my middle will be 5, and then 2 days later will be my birthday, and I will fill you in all about that here shortly. And then a month later will be Frankie's birthday. So Ellie will be 5, and then Frankie will be 4. And that's how we have 4 birthdays in the house in less than 2 months. So it's kind of every weekend gets filled up really quickly. And then my dad's side of the family, they have a lot of birthdays going on, and some of them are milestone birthdays this year. So there will be out of town trips happening for our family. So yeah, there's just a lot going on this time of year, which is typical for summer for a lot of people, it seems, because even just inviting the girls' friends to birthday parties, yeah, oh, that weekend's like the most packed I've ever had, blah, yeah. And then other people are like, oh, I have nothing to do. It's just a giant hit or miss. Yeah. So we're foam stamping this, but I just realized that the staff, or the oar, will not have something to necessarily anchor it. I might have to glue it to our little sand dune here. Let's see how I feel. Okay, so that's the stand. That's a perfect spot for that. And then we'll use some more foam tape. Use the other edge of this for the oar. Did I just call it a spear? Not an oar. I called it a staff. Whew. Apparently my last cup of coffee has not kicked in on the day. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I'll do, is I will anchor the feet and the oar with a little bit of glue. Just so I'm not fearful that they'll flip up when they get too close to someone's hand or whatever. I think that makes the most sense. And yeah, definitely makes sense. And even though this is foam tape, we're going to put it under an acrylic block for a second, just to let that glue adhere while I clean up my space. And then we're going to add one more final touch. Alright, so I have the Nuvo glitter drops. You can tell that my children have tried making things with them, but I'm just going to do them in clusters of 3. I'm going to kind of make the overfoiling disappear a little bit here. And I think I made that bubble a little too tall. There we go. Let it set. It's kind of a let's distract people but it also looks like a bunch of just decals. But as long as I stick it together in groups of 3, it seems to just fit. I think we need to balance it right here. Some bigger ones. And middler ones. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 3 more is to make 21. And voila. Now we have an uneven number. Okay, except for now the top came off. Okay, that one made it a little smushy, so let's unsmush that one. But can you tell my children have been in my stash? This is one of the things, like, I don't know how they decided that this makes really good slime. And I was like, oh, well, that's not what that's for. So please don't touch. But I really love the results. I think it's super cute. I'm sure when it dries, it'll be even cuter, but look at how adorable. There's nothing ordinary about you, Danielle. Happy birthday, princess. Ooh, I better not open it too hard and then it smashes and I have to redo all those dots. But I hope you feel inspired by this little outside of the box thinking, and this, I mean, I'm in love with this card. I'm going to probably make her put it on her dresser because why not? I'm her mama and I can tell her to do these things. I mean, she is only going to be 6, so I can get away with that. Just at least for a few more years. Don't forget to look down below for those links because I definitely don't want you to miss out on the free class. You can also, if you know you won't be able to make it, you can, I believe there's either 20 or 30 minutes for you to decide to pay for the VIP upgrade. And you can just access the courses. I've already gotten a few emails from people loving my class because they already watched it and they got some information from it that they're going to use. And they are asking questions, which is really cool because, hey, I really love what I do. I teach foiling in the Card Maker Success Summit this year, and it is holiday themed. So I should probably, since I didn't get Christmas cards out last year, I should probably start this, in July. That makes sense to me, right? Also, don't forget to click the link down below for the giveaway. That will be going through August 4th because it's all about 4s. The Card Maker Success Summit is 4 days. This is my 4-year on YouTube celebration. Technically is the 23rd is my 4-year anniversary, but we're going to start the celebration a little early just because I know life is life and sometimes we forget to fill out links and sometimes we don't check videos right away when we get notifications because that's what's been happening to me. So I can only imagine how everyone else's summer is going. So that being said, I really hope you enjoy the inspiration today. Thank you for hanging in on this. I know there's a lot going on, a lot of different techniques and thought processes, and I really appreciate letting you in on my thought processes and that you're hanging in there and just soaking it all in and asking all the questions and encouraging me and encouraging the family and all of that fun stuff. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to find the joy in your day and happy making. Bye!